Hello, YouTube. And we're also here on TikTok. Hello, TikTok. Put an emoji in the chat if you are here with me, if you are ready to get activated today, if you are ready to get going on your six-figure teaching business, if you are ready to replace your teaching income by spring break, put an emoji in the chat, both TikTok and YouTube here. So, today I am covering the anatomy of a $23,000 launch. So I recently launched a brand new program. It is called a mastermind. And basically, it's like a group coaching program, and it's for teachers who are scaling their business, their coaching business to six figures and beyond this year so that they can work from home, replace their teaching income, teach their or coach on their passions, mentor others, change lives, all that good stuff. And this launch ended up being a five-figure launch, meaning that I made $23,000 in a span of less than 6 weeks. Less than 6 weeks. And as we know from a lot of us, right, being in the classroom or teaching online, average my classroom teaching salary starting out from college was $40,000. And I was able to only increase that to $42,000. So this launch was over half of my entire year of teaching. This launch. So today I am going to be diving into how this was possible in under 6 weeks, and also just like breakdown of how many clients that would mean you have to get and all that stuff. So TikTok and YouTube, put it in the chat if you are ready to go. Put ready. And also don't forget to sign up to, and YouTube, I'll put this below. TikTok, it's in my profile. Don't forget to sign up to your five-figure sold out launch masterclass. Okay. So it's called your five-figure sold out launch master class. And this is a free training that I'm putting on in 2 weeks from tomorrow, November 7th. And I'm going to be breaking down how you can literally replace your teaching income in the next 8 weeks from the start date of your launch. So let's say you're launching a group coaching program or a mastermind or even one-to-one coaching. If you can sell this out, which is what I'm going to be teaching you in the masterclass, you will successfully replace your teaching income in 8 weeks. So I'm teaching you that for free, and you can sign up in my profile. And YouTube, I don't have the link right now, but I will put it below after this live. So if you have any launch questions or anything like really like excites you or lights you up, put it in the comments below and we're going to get into it. Okay. So little backstory here. So the last launch I had was for a group coaching program called Teacher Transformed. And this is a lovely program. It helped teachers start and launch, basically create, start and launch their first program, whether that be a course, a membership, or a coaching program. And this was really successful the first time that I launched it. I had a $19,000 launch, and there were 9 clients out of 10 that had signed up to that 3-month program. So what happened is, at the time, I was teaching for Outschool. Put it in the chat if you are an Outschool teacher. I would love to see. So at the time, I was teaching for Outschool, right? And I was teaching between 4 to 6 hours a day. That rang up to like 6 to 10 classes. And I did have Mondays off, which was awesome, but every other day I was working. And I wanted to go full-time in my coaching business so bad, like so bad, right? Put it in the chat if that's your next goal. If you are ready to go full-time in your coaching business, whether that means that you're currently in the classroom or you're an online teacher, right? So you want to go full time in your coaching business. So I so badly wanted to go full time in my coaching business, right? So I launched a group coaching program. And I knew that that launch, if I did it right, if I sold it out, would allow me to go from making at the time $1,000 to $2,000 a month to 5K months with one group coaching launch. So I set out on a mission, right, to figure out how to get a sold out launch. So the first launch that I had of that program was very successful, but here's the kicker. 3 months later, when I go to launch it the second time, only one client signed up. Dun, dun, dun. So I basically had a flopped launch. Let me know in the chat if you've ever had a flopped launch or if you've ever struggled selling a membership, course, coaching program out. Put it in the chat. Say me. Say me in the chat. So basically, I was like, what did I do wrong? Like, I thought that I did the same things. I was posting every single day and I was posting a mixture of different types of content, like transformational, specific, educational, problem aware. I was selling every single day on my Instagram stories. I was going live often, more than I go live now. More. You guys, like 3 times. I went live 3 times more than I do now. I was doing more work. But for some reason, I heard complete silence, like crickets in that launch. And so I set out on another mission to figure out what the heck I did wrong to make sure that I am transforming more lives, because we know that transaction equals transformation. So that's what I did. So I leaned into my mentor at this time. So if you're not in a mentorship program, get yourself a mentor, because this is going to change the game when it comes to scaling your business quickly and efficiently and sustainably, so that you're actually having fun and are scaling it in a way that lights you up on fire. Okay? So I set out on a mission to figure out what I did wrong. And there were 2 things that I figured out. Are you ready for it? Put in the chat if you're ready. Put ready. I need to see some chat, some messages in the chat. Hey, YouTube fam, who is here with me? Put in the chat if you're here. I can't ever see on YouTube. I can't see who's watching, but on TikTok I can. Although I'm not like staring you guys down, and that's cringy. I'm not. I just want to talk to you. I always love to know, are you a former teacher, a current teacher, a teacherpreneur? Do you have your teacher business? Are you a tutor? Let me know in the chat. Let's connect. Ty! Woo, 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 woo. It's Ty. Okay. So anyways, I figured out 2 gaps and mistakes that I was making, and that was why I had, yay, Ty! I love that. Also, have fun in Florida. That's amazing. So I figured out 2 gaps that I was making in my launch. Number 1, my content. It's always content, you guys. It's always content. You're not making money, it's because of your content. So anyways, it was my content. My content specifically, I was posting the right types of content, right? I was posting transformational, specific, educational, problem aware, some standout. I didn't do as much of that. And activating content. So what my followers really get activated by. So I was posting all of this content, and I was posting the right types of content. But the problem was that it wasn't really specific to my launch, meaning that not all of my content related to what I was selling. So when you go to launch a product, like I know, Ty, that you're launching Hush Hush, but You know what I'm saying. Um, you want to make it all specific to what you're selling. So let's say that you're selling digital resources, right? And you're selling like how you make money with digital resources. Then your like expertise and your client testimonials and your problem aware content and your transformational content, that has to align with what you're selling. So that has to align with how you make money with digital resources on TikTok, how you've helped your clients make money with digital resources on TikTok, problems that you're making to not, make money from TikTok. So it has to all relate to your launch. Put it in the chat if you're understanding this. Say yes in the chat if this is clicking. So the content always has to align with what you are selling. And for some reason, you guys, that sounds really simple. That sounds like black and white. But for me, it did not fully absorb. I did not understand the concept of that. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so that was one thing that I was getting wrong is content. And the other part about content is not just that it aligns with what you're selling, but also that it's talking about providing some offer awareness, right? So some people might not even know what you're selling unless you actually have that on your Instagram or TikTok, right? So it's kind of like if you post a TikTok video that describes what's inside your membership, or that's offer awareness, or you post an Instagram carousel post that talks about how you've invested in a membership or mentorship program, or how you've trying to think of like how you've like invested in some type of like make money thing or whatever that is. Like you talk about that, or you talk about like signs that they're ready to have a business coach, signs you're ready to get a mentor, things like that. So there's very launch specific content. And there's not enough time in this live to break it all down, but I am breaking it all down in the masterclass called the 5-Figure Sold Out Launch. You can get that in the link in my bio. And then YouTube, I'm going to post that here after. It's not there yet. But you can head to the link in my bio on Instagram or TikTok to get the access. Or if you're on my email list already, I sent that out and we'll be sending more email updates about it. Okay, so I'm going to break down all of the different launch specific content types. These are very much different than what you should be posting week to week. They're actually different than that. So we have to make sure it's specific to your launch. Okay. The second thing and the final thing that was a gap in my launch, because again, the last launch that I did, I only had one client. This launch, I 9 times that amount. So I have 9 clients signed up, and I also know that we're going to sign a few more in the next month. So it's going to be even a bigger launch. The last gap that I had was I did not intentionally plan this launch out. Like I did not see it in front of my eyes. I did not visually have it planned out. Like some people, right? You got to have it like right in front of you to really see what you have to do. Comment below if you're a visual learner like me. I need something in front of me to just really narrow everything down, to really focus, or else I get distracted. So I had a launch plan that I basically filled out. And I know, Ty, that you have that one. I filled out this entire launch plan. It's a 4-week launch plan. And what you put on it is you put on it different content types that you're going to do throughout the launch. And it specifies what content types to focus on through each phase of the launch. So the first phase, I focused on transformational content. The second phase was problem aware content. The third phase was client transformations. And the fourth phase was what stands out about me. What is standout content? How do I see things differently from other coaches and mentors and things like that? How do I do things differently? What separates me from the crowd? So I filled this all out. I filled out what I kind of the topics I would be talking about on Instagram stories. I filled out the content that I'm going to post every single day, whether that be carousels, reels, TikToks, emails, lives, whatever that be. And I also filled out an email sequence for the launch. So I had all of it done right in front of me. And this is something I give to all my clients as well. And this is also something that I'll be showing you and breaking down in the masterclass that's coming up in 2 weeks. So I filled this all out. I was super intentional. This was about 2-3 weeks before I actually went into full launch mode. So basically, I filled it all out, and then I went 3 weeks later, I started the launch, and I just went exactly as planned, and I only adapted it a few times, right? I went pretty much exactly as planned. I had all my carousels filled out, ready to go with launch specific content. And you guys, it was effortless. I didn't have to do any convincing in the DMs. Like, everyone who signed up to this mastermind, this last launch, which was my $23,000 launch, everyone that signed up to this mastermind, it was like snap of the fingers in the DMs. They were already ready to go. Why is that? Because my content was doing the work. So even on my Instagram stories, I really didn't have to post as much on Instagram stories. I didn't have to convince as much. And I could breathe, I could relax, I could take a day off, you know? And the clients, the teacherpreneurs that are in this mastermind, they are go-getters. They are the exact dream clients that I want. They work really hard, they ask questions, they dive deep, like they're go-getters. So that really excites me because my content is not only pulling in clients, but it's pulling in dream clients who are actually going to get the results of my program. In fact, one of my mastermind clients, she was a private client first for 3 months, and she is an online teacher. So she teaches she teaches independently, and she teaches online English lessons. So she joined my private coaching for 3 months to reduce her online teaching hours. And she successfully reduced some of those and scaled her income to $1,000 per month. And so she hopped into the mastermind. And from what we previously talked about before about launching and getting a sold out program, she launched her own mastermind and sold it out to 7 clients. So she had an income jump from $1,000 a month to $3,000 a month in a few weeks. What? She's a dream client because she is determined and motivated, and she does the work that we talk about, and she gets it done, and she follows through. And this is why she's going to scale to 6 figures. And actually, I believe she's going to scale to multi 6 figures in 2024 because that's how much of a go-getter she is. So my content was doing its job this time. It was pulling in the right clients who are going to get results. There's no convincing. There's no, I can't afford this. There's no ghosting me in the DMs. When they came up, they had 1 or 2 questions and I answered them and they were in. They were in. And this is the beauty, you guys. It's not like you can't do it. It's not like my audience is like so much bigger than yours that you could not have a successful launch. On Instagram, I have about 2,500 followers. I don't get a ton of views on my videos. I don't even get a ton of comments or engagement. But I have a 6-figure business and sold out launches. 5-figure sold out launches. And that is the beauty of creating content that actually connects deeply with those on the other side of the screen, the correct dream clients and dream audience members, right? Amen? Amen. I have a meatloaf in the oven. And I'm excited. Okay. So those are the two things, you guys. If you missed one of those things, one was I was talking about content for a launch, and the second one is creating a plan. If you missed any of these, you can watch back the video replay. But this is our question and answer time. I did want to say that if you are at the beginning stages of building your coaching business as a teacher or online teacher or tutor, you can jump in, hop into the Limitless membership. So I'm going to just show you YouTube what this looks like here. So the Limitless membership is my community where teachers can transition out of the classroom to make $5,000 months and beyond, replace their teaching income, and cut their teaching time in half. Now, if you are at the beginning stages of building your coaching business, this is a perfect starting space for you. Or let's say that you are making, $1,000 to $4,000 months, but you really haven't solidified the foundations that you need to hit 5K, 10K, and beyond months. The Limitless membership is a great starting point. So as you can see YouTube here, there's monthly action steps. So this month was IG stories. So how to sell every single week or even every single day. I sell multiple times a week on IG stories. So I'm constantly signing on new clients and members inside Limitless and new sales. So the monthly action step for this month is an IG stories training called the ingredients of an IG stories selling potion to sell out your offers like Halloween candy. And then I also have an entire course called the Fearlessly Sold Out course. I also have an Instagram course to skyrocket your sales with Instagram so that you can, again, sell every single week through Instagram, scale your business to 6 figures. I also have a TikTok course. If you are struggling to grow, struggling to get more followers that are aligned, that are jumping into your memberships, or grabbing your resources, whatever it is, I have a TikTok course that'll help you to make sure that you can reverse that and get more growth in sales. I also have a Reels challenge if you want to grow on Instagram with Reels. So if you hop in there, that is going to be a great starting point to understand what to post, how to save time as a content creator, and how to scale your 6-figure business. Next month, which the training's coming out next Monday, is going to be I'm actually going to give you something very, very special that I've used with all my clients to help you to, on your own, plan out 30 days of content in literally 60 minutes or less. Could probably do it in 30 minutes. So I'm going to update that next Monday. And if you sign up before next week, you can still get 7 days free inside Limitless. So it's in the link in my bio. I think it's the second link. And also sign up to the free masterclass. But Limitless is a little different because Limitless is all about content and sales, whereas the free masterclass is specifically for a sold out launch. So I'm talking about launching a program. So let me know on Instagram if you have any questions about this membership. And I would love to welcome any questions today. Let me know in the chat on either TikTok or YouTube if you have any questions. I'm going to take a sip. You guys are amazing. I hope that your week is off to a good start, that nothing super stressful happened. But if it has, I'll keep you in my thoughts. I know some of us are kind of like struggling with the weight of the classroom right now and trying to build our businesses on the side. But just take it one step at a time. You don't have to get 100% better every single day. You can literally just start with one step, 1% better, and that just stacks upon each other so that by the end of the year, you're like 365% better, right? So taking, I'd much rather you post once on your Instagram than don't post at all and then kind of feel like crap because you're not moving forward with your business. So when you post, when you sell, this is all a muscle that you're building. It's all a muscle that you're building. So the more reps you put in, no matter how slow they are, the more reps you put in, the better you will get. The muscle will get stronger and stronger, and it'll be easier and easier. In fact, right now, I started weightlifting again in July after like a 3-month hiatus. And I started with 5-pound weights, and those kind of felt a little heavy to me. I was like, dang, I'm weak. Started with 5-pound weights, like sipping water and lifting weights. And then I went to 10 like a month later, right? And I was lifting the weights. And now I'm at 15 and it feels easy to me. I'm like ready to go to 20. So it's really about putting those reps in, no matter how slow they are or how tiny they are, they all make a difference. Let me know if you have any questions. Put it in the chat below. Put in the chat below, you guys. What are you doing? You scrolling on TikTok while you're watching YouTube? Or TikTokers, what are you doing? Are you scrolling somewhere else? Hey, Lauren. We got a question. Okay. How do we decide what type of a masterclass to create to then sell? Is this something that is only for adult learners, or can it be adapted for group classes for kids? Trying to decide what my next steps. Good question. Good question. I know for a fact that this is like something some other people want to know. So thank you for asking this question. So as far as the masterclass goes, think about what you're selling, right? So you can put it in the chat if you have an idea of what you're selling. But basically, think about what you're selling. And then your masterclass or challenge, free challenge, or launch vehicle is also what I call it, should be the first step of the transformation. So let's say that you teach kids how to learn their first few songs on the piano so that they can play with confidence and they can perform and all that stuff. The first step might be learning the notes of the piano or the keys of the piano or how to play a very easy song like Frere Jacques or something like that, or Hot Cross Buns, right? So you might teach them how to play Hot Cross Buns the first lesson. And then you would, sign them into the program, right? So you could definitely do group classes for kids, but in your marketing, like in your content, you're going to be speaking directly to the parents. So instead of speaking to the kids, unless you do little tiny like piano tutorials, you could do those. But when you're speaking to most of the time, you're going to be marketing to the parents because they're the ones who buy. So you guys think about the people who actually buy the program, speak to them. So especially if you teach kids, you want to speak to the parents. Yeah, I guess like it really, I've helped teacher clients sign on, both students and adults. I guess it depends on where your passion is kind of leading more towards. If you are like in love with teaching kids and that's it, teach kids. If you're like, oh, I always wanted to teach adults this thing and that feels like really fun to me, or like I'm really passionate enough drive for that, then go with the adults. And I found that I loved both. So I loved teaching kids and loved teaching adults, but I found that I'm impacting more teachers and I found a true calling for this. And I realized that I can transform more teachers' lives by helping them transition out of the classroom, be able to build this limitless online business, be able to work from home with their babies. Like, I'm able to do that important work. So I personally love teaching adults right now. So the master class is like testing the water for them to, yes. In fact, it depends on your program, but if you're doing anything like long, like a 3-month program or a 6-month program, I would advise you to start with something like a challenge, which is like a 2-day or 3-day event where, you give a little bit more. But you don't have to. I've had sold out launches with both a challenge and just a master class. I just felt like the challenge drew in more dream clients. Any questions here on TikTok about building a coaching business, replacing your teaching income? I think I saw any questions. So I hope that answers your question, Lauren. So, actually, I will put it right here, YouTube. I'm gonna put the masterclass sign up. 1 second here. I'm gonna go to Instagram. This is for, if you're planning on launching anything, whether it be a course, a membership, a group coaching program, a one-to-one tutoring program, whatever it is, this masterclass is going to be exactly what you need to understand how to actually successfully sell that out. Again, so that you can replace your teaching income or your online teaching income, your Outschool teaching income, whatever that means. And I just linked the masterclass below YouTube. jennalee.mykajabi.com/launch. And TikTok, it is in the link in my bio. So if you look underneath my profile picture, underneath my bio, you will see the link. Any more questions? That was a really good question, Lauren. We have like 5 minutes for the meatloaf. Yeah, it's pretty amazing, the power of a sold out launch. I used to be afraid of launches. I didn't even, the first launch that I ever did, I did not even host a live masterclass. But I realized just how effective a live launch can be. And what is happening is it's a little bit of extra stress right now for a lot of peace later. So you might be doing a little bit more work this month, but oh my gosh, it feels so good to solidify your income for the next 6 to 10 months from just one launch. That means you don't have to technically sign on another client for 6 to 10 months from now. That feels so good for 1 week of a little bit more stress, right? Or 1 month, sorry, 1 month. Hi, Lucia. How do we decide which content to include while promoting a masterclass, for example, and what we actually include during the masterclass? Well, I'm going to cover the launch content in the masterclass, so I won't be going over that right now, but that's a really good question. There's launch specific content, so I'm going to be going over that in the free masterclass, and there will be a replay for like about a week. So if you can't come live, and then as far as the masterclass goes, I do have templates that I give to my clients. It's kind of a big thing to describe right now. But that's a really good example. I should do that inside the Limitless membership. Basically, there's a certain format that you want to go, and it starts with sharing your story and kind of pumping the energy in the room up. So you share your story, the energy's high, you are, speaking, directly to your dream clients. And then it goes through like the main content, and then it goes through the sales portion, right? So in the main content portion, you're pretty much giving the first step of, let's say you have a group coaching program that you're helping teachers to teach online full time, right? So, kind of what we discussed, you would maybe start with how to attract more students in your online classes, or how to create a profile that attracts students to your classes so that you can be fully booked. And that would be your first master class, right? And then so you like would share a little bit about yourself, then you go into the meat of that, and then you sell at the end. So I give like an entire template to all my clients. Um, Again, that might be a good one for the Limitless membership in a couple months. So thank you for that. But I hope that gives you a little bit more clarity, and the content to include is it's a very detailed breakdown. So come to the masterclass for that. All right. Well, I have a couple minutes. But my voice is kind of crash. I've been creating content the entire day, recording, all that good stuff. Monday's my batch recording day. So thank you so much for coming. Oh, YouTube, that awesome questions. I will see you in 2 weeks from now, because next Monday I'm actually going to be flying back home. So I'm flying to Minnesota right now, and then I'm coming back to Pennsylvania next Monday. So I won't be able to do a YouTube live. But I will be back. We are on Mondays at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to around 5:30, 5:40. And that's my meatloaf. So I will see you next time. Bye-bye.